Hey y'all, in the wake of Koto Sakura's first championship, I've been seeing a lot of comments, some on my channel, some elsewhere, saying that people were disappointed with the final match, that Koto Sakura didn't really win, that Hoshoryu really just lost the match. Now, if you were disappointed, I understand. It was a banger of a tournament, and the final match, that was not a banger. It was definitely not the highlight reel kind of thing that I think we were all hoping for. But the idea that Koto did not really win this match, I got to push back on that a little bit. So what I wanted to do here was just break down this final match. It's not that long, so this breakdown shouldn't take very long either. But I want to show why it's kind of unfair to say that Koto didn't, it's not even that people are saying he didn't earn the victory, because just to get to this point, you did a lot of work and you had to earn it. But just the concept that Hoshoryu lost, Koto didn't really win, that's not really fair. I think that's incorrect, and I want to talk about why. So this is the Abima recording of the event. So we're just going to watch the match in full really quick and then go back and cover it in slow motion. So Hoshoryu pushes and pushes and pushes, and then he gets in, he tries the throw, tries to recover, he slips, and then it's over. And we finish on a very blurry picture. So let's go back to the start of the match. One thing worth bearing in mind going into this match is that Hoshoryu has not relied on his throws nearly as much as he has in the past. So during this tournament, he won by throw, so anything that ends in nage, in 4 matches. He beat Ura, Wakataka Kage, Oshoma, and Churu no Umi that way. Now, except for Wakataka Kage, the other 3 are really not on his level at all. So he could more likely do what he wanted in order to achieve victory. But in a lot of his matches, he really drove forward and tried to use power to get the victory, and he was very successful in that. So as this match starts, we've got Hoshoryu coming in, and he immediately gets a hand up. Sorry, the Abima banner is in the way, you can't really see it, but if we go forward a little bit further, he's instantly going for the neck, right? Even though it's blurry, you can see that he is immediately going for the neck right here. So Koto, he's pushing away, he's trying to just not get shoved around, and for the most part, he's being successful. Koto gets his face slapped a little bit, but he doesn't really go anywhere. Hoshoryu recovers, comes back, he's got the, man, choking is illegal in sumo, but you see that, and then you look at the face that Koto's got, it's like, this is not comfortable. This sucks. The fact that guys can do this and yet choking is not allowed is a little weird, but I guess the neck is such a good place for your hand to just sit that it's kind of like, how do you avoid this? So I don't know, maybe as long as a guy's face isn't turning red, that's good enough for them. But he's got the hand on the neck again. He goes, and then we can't really see it. Let's back up a second. So he gets his hand on the neck, and then Koto, we can't really see it, but he kind of slaps the hand away. And then Hoshoryu comes back, and see, this time, he's got the hand on the face, but we only see the fingers on the face because the instant he went for it again, Koto's got his hand coming up, and he's trying to block that off. He's like, no, I'm not just going to let you keep doing this. Because we can see Koto's feet are here. So he starts here, he's this distance from the Tawara, the rope, and now he's only this far away. So even though he's sidestepping and he's getting around Hoshoryu and he's not being super affected by this push, he is getting moved back bit by bit. He can't allow this, so he's going to parry this as soon as it comes in. So Hoshoryu, now he gets pushed off way to the side there. Koto is ready to come in. Like he's like, oh, I'm going to come in, I'm going to pounce. And Hoshoryu's got to pivot around. Right now, even though Koto has been sort of on the defensive, he's really getting a little bit the better of this match, and really he should have the advantage in any match against Hoshoryu. Now, I realize that the head-to-head is in Hoshoryu's favor, like 12-8, but that's over a long period of time. And at this point in their careers, Koto should have the advantage for the same reason Atami keeps beating Hoshoryu or giving him trouble when he doesn't accidentally step out of the ring, because he's 400 pounds of fluff, and that's a lot to try and throw, especially when you know the throw is coming. This is part of why it was really important that Hoshoryu got into the habit of really going after guys and using power, because by doing that, people have to resist and come forward more which plays more into his desire to get throws. But in this case, okay, Hoshoryu's got to recover and Koto's coming in. But this time, Hoshoryu doesn't change tactics. And Koto seems a little surprised by this. He seems like he thinks he's going to be able to come in, and we've got the hand on each other's neck this time. But from here, Hoshoryu just pushes and uses that as an opportunity to get around Koto's left arm and get the belt. Now, here, Koto's leaning forward a little bit because that's what you do. You can't just stand straight up. And his hand, this part is really important. If you want to hit a throw in this sport, you want to use physics. I mean, you want to have the guy's momentum working against him. But right now, Koto does not have his hand on Hoshoryu's belt. Even though he's not moving forward that quickly, his weight is only leaning forward a little bit, that hand being where it is really important. Because if he can get his hand on Hoshoryu's belt, it's going to be really hard to throw him because he's going to have another way to hang on and not get dumped on his head. So Hoshoryu immediately, let's back that up a little bit. He comes in, he gets that belt, and he immediately twists into the throw. Now, Koto's got that arm going over the back of the head because, what else are you going to do with it at this point? But this is actually a really good time for this throw to be attempted. Koto has not had any opportunity to get his hand on the belt. It's just not there. It's just hanging out. He's going to have to just slap his hand on Hoshoryu's back and hang on the best he can. Mostly, he's going to be able to defend by getting his weight down. So now we get to see if he can do that. Hoshoryu goes for the throw, and Koto, he just bounces onto one leg. He gets his weight low. He's never in any danger of really getting thrown. The only way he's going to get thrown here is if Hoshoryu is so strong that he can just yank Koto and all 400 pounds of him all the way around and just throw him on his face, which of course is not going to happen. So Koto skips around, gets to this point. Now, if you remember Aqua, and I say remember like he doesn't fight anymore. I mean, he's in the third division. He likes to do a throw called a kakanage. It's where you get your leg inside of the other guy's leg and hook it way up in the air. If it works, it's incredibly difficult to defend against, and you just get thrown on your head. But it's very much an all-in maneuver. If it doesn't work, then you've slipped, your leg is way up in the air, and you get just pushed on your face. An Uwatanage is a lot safer, but it's still a very committal move. Hoshoryu is in a position now where he's got to recover, but it's possible. Guys recover from this all the time. However, when guys are able to recover from throw attempts like this, a lot of times it's because they've got their opponent kind of running around and trying to play catch-up, whereas Koto is in an extremely good position to counterattack now. So Hoshoryu is not in a good spot now that this hasn't worked. We keep going. Now, let's back that up a little bit, just a few frames. There's no good angle except in the dark and illicit video footage that exists, which we cannot show on this channel for fear of getting struck down by the sumo gods. But look at the hand here. It is coming down on Hoshoryu's head, on his neck, like right in that area. What ends up happening is a very good pushdown, a much better pushdown than you get from any of the angles of footage that we have available. But let's just play this out real quick. Koto pushes, and Hoshoryu slips and falls. Now, if we go back a couple seconds, to this point, I'm just going to do this frame by frame. And it's very easy to understand why people watch this and they're like, Hoshoryu just slipped. Because it really is what it looks like. His foot starts to go right here, okay? His foot starts to go right at this point. We go frame, frame, frame. His foot is going frame, frame. I mean, he is gone. His balance is completely gone. And from here, there's just no catching up. However, let's go back and see the hand. Let's see the timing of when that hand kicks in. So here's the hand. It comes down, down, down. This is where it hits. And now the foot starts sliding. Am I saying, as we watch this, that Hoshoryu was in really good position and the only reason he slipped was because Kotozakura pushed down on him? No, that's not what I'm saying. Honestly, I think that he would have gotten a little bit of the Slippy Otoshi possibility, as Kenta Mayama likes to say. He might have, I don't think he would have gone down without the push, but I think he would have been off balance and vulnerable to some other technique if Koto hadn't taken advantage or had missed the push somehow or whatever. But in this case, we go back a couple seconds again. It really is important to watch this go down. Frame, the push, it lands, boom, and now the foot starts slipping. And more than that, let's just keep going a little bit. Not only did Koto force the slip to occur, but Hoshoryu is, oh God, like, look, he's just hanging on by his fingertips. He's trying desperately to stay on his feet by any means necessary, to the point that we keep this going, and he's trying to keep his hand off the ground. Oh, it didn't work. Like, down he goes. But look at the splits, right? The splits are indicative of somebody who was trying to save himself. The splits happen when you are putting all of your muscle power into staying on your feet or to staying off the ground by any means necessary. This was not simply, oh, he slipped. This was being forced into a slip, forced into a bad position where he could not keep his feet by an opponent who, yes, he was given a very good opportunity, but he still had to take advantage. Some guys would miss. In most cases, against most opponents, it's not that they would miss the opportunity, it's that they would never have it in the first place. Koto Sakura was able to withstand the throw attempt so well that he could spin around and never be off balance. That's what really put Hoshoryu in the position to get slapped down immediately after the throw attempt. So let's give Koto Sakura a little credit. Even though he really won with defense, and defense isn't the showy, flashy highlight stuff we want to see, the defense was so solid, it directly led to his victory. He didn't hang on through the throw and then win because of a slip. He hung on solidly because his defense was so good and forced the slip. There's a big difference. Let's give him credit, and let's also give Hoshoryu credit for coming in with a good game plan, doing what he needed to do. It just didn't work. Props to both of them. It was a great tournament. It was not a banger of a final, but it was a well-fought final. I hope everybody understands what I'm talking about. I hope everybody shows both of these guys some love. Anyway, the recap, I know I said I would have it out in a couple of days. That was insane. I forgot that I have 13-hour days on Mondays. So that was just a dumb thing to say. In the US, Thursday is a holiday. I will be working on it then. And barring something getting in the way, I should have it out by Friday. So I'll see you then. For now, have a great day. Peace.